Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. How to go from being a martyr church girl that's sheltered to a godly feminine woman that's into wellness and fitness. So the first one is so important to unlearn that mindset about, thinking that fitness is vain. It means you're lovers of self. No, that's not true. It means that you take care of yourself, that you prioritize health. And it's so important to know that just because you take care of your parents, just because you work out, doesn't make you vain. It makes you wise, because working out is so good for the mental health. It's so good for your physical health, and it's you valuing God's temple. And it's so important because we live in a time now that you can't just call your pastor. You can't just call and say, "Oh, I need help." They're busy, and sometimes even leaders get burnt out, and you need to find ways to cope with warfare and trials, because sometimes even some people might feel like you're being an attention seeker. They might think, oh, you're full of yourself, you want attention, you're not going for anything. And it's so important to know how to, you know, go for a walk, go for like a run, and take care of yourself. Because sometimes being acting helpless and saying, oh, help me, sometimes they see it as like attention seeking, and it might make you feel more worse. Like you're going through warfare, and they can make you feel worse than you did. So it's really, really important to know how to work out and not burn out, because some girls are sheltered in church and they feel worn out, they feel like slaves, they feel overlooked, and they feel burnt out, but they don't know how to overcome warfare, overcome trials, and they go through all this chaos at church. They feel burnt out, they're being passive aggressive, they're like, oh, I have to do this for the pastor, I have to do this, I have to do that, and they complain, they moan, they complain. And instead of setting boundaries, they act like a martyr and they act like a victim. So it's really, really important to know that unlearn that mindset that working out is vain, because it's not. Lovers of self means you have no empathy. It means that you are selfish, that you're greedy, you're entitled. That's what lovers of self is like, is when you are just completely arrogant and selfish. And that's not you. You want to take care of your well-being and love people. You can love people and still take care of yourself. The second one is set boundaries. It might feel uncomfortable at first. They might act like you're rebellious. Setting boundaries doesn't make you rebellious. Is really important. It's actually good for your well-being and mental health and physical health. There's some people that are sick because of resentment, because they don't know how to speak up for themselves. They don't know how to say no, and that's why some people are so sick and unwell, because they have grudge, they have resentment, because they didn't say no. And people are always trying to do fasting and get deliverance, but you have sometimes you just have to say no. You have to say, sorry, you're not going to exploit me, you're not going to use me, I have to say no to this. And sometimes they see your femininity and softness and take advantage of you, and you just have to say no. You have to set boundaries. It's good for your health. That's good for your health too. You can run all you can and do all these different things, but it's so important to set boundaries, because if you don't, your schedule will be all over the place. You just be worn out, you just be burnt out and miserable and passive aggressive. And you don't want to be that mother that's horrible to their children and like your family, and at church you're being nice to everybody, but when you go home you're horrible to everybody else. And you don't want to be, you know um that mother that's like everybody can't stand at home but everyone loves at church. So next one is have discernment. It's so important to have discernment. You can't just focus on their title. You can't just focus on the title. What is their fruits? Are they impatient? Are they rude? Are they arrogant? Do they know how to talk to people that are beneath, that they feel like they're beneath them? Like, oh, do they talk to people that are, poor, or like they just talk to people that they feel like can help them? So it's so important to have discernment and be wise, and don't ignore the red flags, because it's so important to be a wise woman, to have discernment, to know when you're being scammed, when you know that someone's trying to be manipulative, controlling, intimidating. So that's really important. So I'll tell you what I do. I empower women to tone up, have a healthy lifestyle, and just lose fat, be healthy. I do one-to-one coaching. I have ebooks. I have a workout plans. I have meal plans as well. And it'd be really good if you want. It'd be good if you you know click the link and message me. and tell me what you're looking for, what you want to do. It'd be so good. And I would also help with like helping them overcome codependency, people pleasing, and all this stuff. So hope this helped. If you need any counseling or coaching or prayer requests, email me. Thank you for listening.